John Hollinger, who used to work in the Grizzlies front office, works for The Athletic, and he has the top 25 NBA free agents through his own rating system. Tier 1, the Max AllStars. Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving will turn 31 next season. Of course, he has the opt-out of his contract that would pay him $37 million. He can become a free agent. But the report out of New York is it looks like Kyrie would go ahead and sign an extension to stay with Kevin Durant and the Nets. So maybe like 5 for $245 for Kyrie. Will Kyrie Irving sign another max extension, yes or no? Anywhere.
Yeah, he will.
Agreed. Would you sign him to it? He told you.
I'm just any team, or am I the Mavericks?
Mavericks, or any team. Both answers.
Yeah, you got to. I hate to say it. You have to put. Kyrie brings other people to your team. Kyrie,
like who?
Like Kevin Durant.
I think Kevin Durant brought Kyrie other way around. I thought that was the order. They both teamed up together. They both decided.
Yeah, they both decided. But like Kyrie is, you have to. He's the devil. You've got to get in bed with.
Yep, I agree. He'll get another max deal. Number 2, James Harden. He has a player option, $47 million next year. $47.5 million, despite losing a step, not being an MVP type that he was in the armpit. If he opts out, he can re-sign a new deal starting at a maximum of $46.5. He turns 33 in August. Will James Harden sign another max contract?
Yeah.
Patrick Beverley on TV going, yeah, he better. He better. He's a max player.
What'd you say the max was? 5 for $245?
That was for Kyrie's situation.
Yeah.
I don't know what it'd be for James. I think it would be
4 for 2.
$270.
Oh God.
5 years, $270.
Yeah, someone will sign it. Someone will sign him to it.
That's tough for me as well.
If you're a,
I definitely would not do it. I'd give Kyrie. I think I'd give Kyrie the max before James, even though Kyrie's crazier. I think Harden is a bigger powder. I mean, you feel the same? You would you sign Harden to a max deal if he was available here?
No.
Why
not here. I don't think he works here. He's too much of a ball dominant
Luka.
player.
People think that, Luka's the white version of James.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch it. I would not touch it.
Bradley Beal. And will James get a max deal from somewhere else? I'm going to I'm like 51-49 on it. I'll probably say 51% yes, although I would not do it. Bradley Beal, number 3. If he opts out and signs a 5-year max, it'll be $42.7 million and $242 million for 5 years. 5 years, $242. He turns 29 in June. So everyone has been waiting for Bradley Beal to escape and get out of D.C. That would seem to be a dream fit here. We've been talking about this for a couple of years now.
He would be a dream here. An absolute dream type player to pair with Luka. He doesn't.
Classic shooting guard.
Yeah, but man, that dude does not seem to want to leave. He seems like he's embedded in the community and everything, and good for him. Like that's it's funny. Like that's the admirable thing to do, or I shouldn't say admirable. I think it's the old school thing to do. You can debate on whether it's the honorable thing or not to stick with the team that you've been with. But he seems to like it there. So if that's what he wants, that's what he wants.
Number 4 on Hollinger's list, Zach LaVine. Played the second half of this year on one leg. Knee issue, teams may be worried about. He's eligible 5 years, $212 from the Bulls. So that would be $36.5 for this upcoming season. 27 years old, and he may not love all the attention and looks that DeMar DeRozan has been getting in Chicago. Zach LaVine has been a name talked about around here, specifically by KMC as well. So those are the tier 1 guys, 4 of them. Tier 2, the not quite max guys. At number 5, DeAndre Ayton. Phoenix surprisingly did not extend Ayton before last year. Seems reluctant to pay him the max after they fizzled in the playoffs. Sign and trade could help them skip the luxury tax. So DeAndre Ayton has been a name thrown into headlines, a lot of negative ones here as of late, as people are wondering whether he plays video games, staying up too late playing video games at night, and not concentrating enough on hoops.
Yeah, it's What is he? What exactly is he going to concentrate on hoops for at midnight about? What's he going to do?
Well, I think it's kind of just like a little microcosm of, how much does he care even when he's there? I don't know, but he's going to be 24 next season. Would you pay DeAndre Ayton max money?
No, I wouldn't pay him max money because I don't like the position. The position of center is a dying position. There's a handful of people who still think it matters, and it did at one point. The game is different now. It's not a center-dominated game.
John Hollinger with his NBA projections of what these guys are going to get, and he's got them ranked. Number 6, Miles Bridges, Charlotte power forward, and at number 7, Jalen Brunson. I'll read you everything. His projected money, guess the projected money for Brunson that he's going to get just in terms of yearly salary.
24.
Higher.
29.
29.3. Brunson's strong playoff run for the Mavs silenced some of the chatter that A, Dallas might be willing to let him walk, and B, another team could get him for well below the max. Now it seems like any serious offer would have to be for at least $100 million over the next 4 years. Ooh, that's 25 off the jump, somewhat limiting the potential suitors given the greater difficulty of meeting that threshold in a sign and trade. If you're wondering about the Knicks, they'd have to dangle a lot of not terribly desirable filler in front of the Mavs to get a deal done. Good luck with that. So he's kind of eliminating the Knicks, where Jalen Brunson's father went to assist Tom Thibodeau as a coach. As a small guard coming off a career year, this evaluation is likely at the high end, 29 a year, of where the league sees Brunson, but he should be able to get in the $25 million a year range. The more interesting question is what this might do for Dallas's plans. Increasing his salary from $1.8 million to this princely sum will also put the Mavs about $30 million over the luxury tax line and produce a whopping $85 million check to the league. Something's got to give. So if you're believing in the Bassick Cuban conspiracy theories, there's a part of Mike who's obsessed with all these numbers and knows it better than us. There's a part of Mike that doesn't believe that Mark Cuban is willing to write that luxury tax check. We're going to see.
We're going to see. Does he want to write that check or not? He has not really wanted to write that check since it's become more prohibitive and more expensive to go above the luxury tax threshold. If he doesn't want to write it, then the Mavericks are going to be in, they're going to be in trouble to field a great roster. You have to be able to be willing to spend above the luxury tax if you want to succeed in today's NBA. You just have to. Just like in the NFL, your cash to cap ratio's got to be, you got to be spend more cash than cap, and you've got to be able to circumvent and manufacture and work around the cap. You've got to be able to do these things in sports. You could get lucky and beat the Tampa Bay Rays. Where you have the cheap roster that gets you to the postseason, gets you to the World Series. But the likelihood of that sustaining itself, unless you're a great organization, are slim.
You should go look at how many teams are spending NBA luxury tax money. Golden State, by far and away the most expensive. They're paying their players $176 million, but as repeat offenders, they're going to owe over $170 million in tax, so $346 million. Clippers were the NBA's second most expensive team. They came in at around $250. Only the Clippers, Nets, Lakers, and Bucks spent even half as much as the Warriors did this year. And the rest of the NBA, as I told you yesterday from Zach Lowe, not very happy with that.
All right, so this is the luxury tax payroll for 2022. So I assume that this is for the upcoming season. It says 2022. There are 11 teams that paid money, at least $3 million. Lakers, Hawks, the Mavs are right now $6 million over. So they would owe $6 million in luxury tax. Sixers, Jazz, Nuggets, Celtics, Nets, Bucks, Warriors, Clippers. The Warriors and the Clippers owe 52 and 56 respectively. Number 3 is Milwaukee at 19. So they are blowing the competition out of the water. But you notice what those teams all have in common? They're all playoff teams. Like the playoff teams that are on the outside looking in. The Heat, the Suns, the Cavs, the Timberwolves, the Raptors. None of those teams were threats. Bulls, they were young. Grizzlies, they were young.